management. Previous lap was good. Maintain that. Can I go mode 7 on start finish, please? Mode 7.
Gentlemen, how are we? Bear with me, let me just get everything up, the standings. Pardon the voice and the coughing and spluttering. A little bit under the weather today, but that doesn't stop old Big Mick. Still crack on. Right, so we're here round 4, Elite, Tuesdays, round COTA. Yeah, I feel like it, bud. I feel like it, mate, but no worries, mate. It's only an hour and a half. I'll get through it. Didn't want to let you boys down, so we'll crack on. So yeah, round 4. Currently, let's blitz through the standings. We've got F1 Dave Riley on 135. Just behind him, you got 129 Arbeck Dory. Class kind of pulling away from the rest of the field at the moment, coming into a 2-horse battle. We've got Pray For Ye on 80 points. We got Looney Man on 73. Fantastic result last week from Looney Man. No worries, Basson, mate. All good, brother. If it was Masters, mate, I would have definitely dropped out. Mate, honestly. Jay, you shouldn't have sent Basson's girlfriend over to me, mate. Fucking look what she's done to me, you know? You know, all that, mate. Basson's missus. Look, we'll spend one day with her, showing her around the sites and all that, and look what's happened. Speaking of the legend Basson, he's in 5th place on 70 points. We got Lee Webb on 65. We got Max Lax on 62. He'll be a bit disappointed there, considering he won the first race of the season, so he's only picked up 12 points in the last 3 races. We got Gordon Blow on 57. We got Prof on 52. We got Kian. 2 years older than Wayne's, so it's not too bad, and a different gender. So we got Kian on 43, joined by Stiggy, a point behind Alligator. Destructive J on 40. We won't talk about him not turning up last week. We'll let him off for that. We got Mystery on 38, Disco Bobby on 27, Ex-Gonski on 27, who's actually not racing tonight, I believe. We got Mav on 21, serving a quali band tonight. Pray For Ye, how you doing, bud? Hope you're well, mate. Tommy with 2 Ys, he's not racing tonight, neither is his teammate Kempy, so we got no Red Bulls on the firm tonight. We got Royal Rumble splitting the 2 Red Bulls on 6 points. And the Drivers' Championship, we got 205, we got Mercedes. 1 minute. 205, sorry about that. That's 205. We've got Mercedes, McLaren 150. We've got Aston Martin 125. We've got Alpine 107. We've got Sauber 105. We've got Racing Bulls on 99. We've got Williams on 89. We've got Ferrari on 86. We've got a Haas on 44. And we've got Red Bull on 10 points. And just while we are waiting for everybody to get in the lobby, I'm going to go and get a rag and blow my hooter. Give me 2 secs, lads. Yeah, so we run COTA tonight. I believe it was here a few weeks ago. Maybe that was in the Sunday division. Not 100% sure. So we're just waiting for everybody to join in. I see we got a few dropouts tonight. Let's have a Butchers. Let's have a Luke. No. There we go. So yeah, we got Ex-Gonski, we got Disco Bobby, and we got 2 Rebels, as said. And Max Slack's actually a reserve driver. Okay. Hang on. Mav hasn't even responded whether he's checking in or out. You've got a quali ban and he don't bother responding. Mav, you're better than that, lad. You're better than that, lad. Come on. So it says we've actually got 13 tonight. Should be a good race. Always get decent races around COTA. So just waiting for everybody to jump in, as you do. What have we got? We still got quite a few. Still got a bit of time. We still got 9 minutes. But yeah, same old format. Short quali, 28 laps, 50% race. And we've actually got a special guest tonight on the comms. We've drafted him in as the lead who's driving in. And a right poor turnout tonight. So
can you hear me all right?
Invited him along to come and join the comms. If he's there. Stiggy, you there?
Can you guys hear me okay? Testing 1 2 1 2. I should be talking.
Maybe he's just jumped into the chat. He said he'll be towards the end. Yeah, that's Stiggy.
Can you hear me all right, mate? See if I can hear myself in the stream.
He's obviously not there just yet. So we've got Royal Rumble. He's now in. Slowly but surely all creeping in. I can't hear you, mate. What's going on? You know what, Stiggy? Let me start another voice chat, mate. Give me 2 seconds, bud. So we're going Pete Tom in a minute. Oh, it's definitely not there either, is it? Let me leave the party.
Right. Hello.
Oh,
right, can you hear me all right?
What's going on? I can't hear you, Stig.
Oh dear.
Can't hear you, bud. Oh, what's going on? We had this a little while ago, didn't we? Have a speak, Stiggy.
Hello, testing 1 2 1 2.
Yeah, see, look, now I've unplugged my headset. I can hear you coming very low now. I can hear you coming through my control pad.
You might need to turn me up on the headset on the game then or something, I don't know. I said the stream can hear me just fine, so...
It's a nightmare.
I'm just in the midst doing... switching the games over so I can join up the comms box as well. Oh, that's me disc got out the console.
Stiggy, I can hear you, bud.
Right, you can hear me now, yeah?
Tell me you love me, baby, and let me see if I can hear you.
I love you, Mick.
There, yeah,
How's
I
that?
love you. I love you too, Stig. I
There
love you
go.
too, mate. Again, I was just saying, sorry about the voicemail. I'm a bit under weather tonight, I am.
No, you're alright. It's no
But-
problem. Just checking everything's alright on my side real quick. Testing brightness, headset source, audio. See if there's any problems, anything I can do here. No. Let me just check if I can hear myself on the stream first.
No, you've just gone again.
No, you're right. I muted myself so I could hear myself on the stream without putting an echo through.
Okay, yeah, no, what it is,
That's all.
I think
No, I've just...
I'm an idiot. I left my control. Normally, I put my control pad on my headset up on the side when I finish comms. But last week, I left them down, and I come in. I woke up the other morning to get my daughter ready for school, and I come in the front room, and she had my headset on and my control pad in her hands. So now, if I touch there, look, I've just touched my wire plugging into my control pad. You've only moved to my left ear now. So
you've got a need a new headset then or something.
Yeah.
Is that what it is tonight? Yeah.
Maybe, mate.
Very
maybe,
well.
but don't worry, mate. I'm gonna report her in the incidents, mate. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, because you keep on cutting in and out, so it could be your mic headset having a problem. So it might be worth just replugging it in and whatnot, making sure it's all okay.
Might. I'm gonna switch off my control pad and I'm gonna come in again. If I knew how to switch off the control pad.
It's not at the top of my list of things I want to do tonight. As I'm firstly speaking, I'm not actually racing. That's a good start. So my brake pedal won't get sent to the shadow realm. So
Yeah, I've just seen the. How am I coming through now, Stig? You all right?
you sound fine, mate.
Yeah, bam. You
Yeah.
know what? I shouldn't really do this because it's each for their own on a Wednesday. But before I start bullying you, Diablo, I think you need to go into the app and check yourself in for the race tomorrow, bud. Yeah. I went on there earlier on and I was like, who hasn't checked in? And it was like, Diablo hasn't even bothered checked in. Rostocker, you owe me a $5, Rostocker.
I think the first problem we've got is, I think just Diablo with his lip in the first place. If he's not too careful, having not a lip in this will give him a four penalty points and a quali ban for the next race. So I suggest he winds his neck in.
Don't worry, mate. My brother Gaz will be in the chat soon. I'll soon put him in his place.
That's all right then, isn't it?
Yeah.
How are we then, Mick?
Yeah, not too bad. It's been struggling, mate. I woke up yesterday morning feeling like absolute dog shit. Excuse my language.
No, you're all right.
Firmed it yesterday, firmed it today at work, because no matter what, you still feel a bit under the weather. You still got a crack on and earn a wage. So,
It's true.
but yeah, no, what it is because we're at this time of year in Spain now where I checked my phone yesterday and it was 4 degrees in the morning. It was 18, 19 degrees in the afternoon, and then it dipped back down to 4 degrees in the evening and night time.
And you got a lot. Well, I mean, it's quite nice having the warm temperatures during the day, mate.
Yeah, not when you're fucking stuck in an office, mate.
Well, true. Understood that bit. Yep. Get that. Righto.
But yeah, it's
Anyway.
a bit slow with people joining the lobby tonight. I don't know what's going on.
True. I don't know. I mean, let's have a look quickly, see how many people we've got
Well,
checked in for
yeah, I
tomorrow
know
for
that.
this race tonight.
We've got 13. We've got 13 checked in.
This
So
is
we're on
elite,
11.
is it? That's the one, elite. Yeah, we've got a few
Elite,
people.
yeah.
So even then, we haven't got the best numbers here tonight either. It's a bit of a shame, really.
No.
We've got a few people checked out. Don't know if you have any reserves checked in for tonight. Don't look like it, actually. We haven't actually got many reserves for this at all. We've got Hilly and Kane Osiris, actually. The two are the reserves we normally will have for this tier. Rose Stocker's in the chat. Good evening, Stocker. You get to see me on the different side here.
Diablo, honestly, mate, I love you loads. And by the way, he's just joined the chat, Rostocker. You
Yeah.
haven't found out yet, but you owe me €5.
I guess the good thing is between Germany and Spain that you can actually do that on a one-to-one without having to go through any kind of
no exchange rate
adjustment in the
bollocks.
price, which is quite good, to be fair.
Yeah, no exchange rates, mate.
So yeah, here we are. This is COTA, isn't it? Yep. So
yeah, around COTA, mate. And I swear we was here a couple of weeks ago.
We were just checking my live streams. We were here. First race of Legacy was the first race we had here, and I think if I recall, it was a one-shot quali to start with. I think the just checking the poll time for the top Legacy tier. If I'm just double checking that myself now.
Just wait, check that. I just want to flip through the comments quickly. Mr. Riley, Dave Riley, Lee Webb, how are you, bud? Diablo, I don't bully you, mate. We have an old saying in England that you always hurt the one you love. So take it as a compliment, bud.
So yeah, looks like last time we were here in at least on the Legacy tier, it was a one-shot quali in the dry. Pole was a 30.9 by Pigeon, actually, decent pole position, and then JT 31.1, myself 31.3 with the pole times to top three there. Obviously, I don't know what level the elite is. Is elite tier 2? I think it is, isn't it?
No, tier 3. We got
tier 3.
Masters. We've got Masters, Champions, and then Elite.
Yes, Elite. Okay, so
be about second and a half off.
Well, I'm putting on what's the Sean Dyke commentary? Do you mean, I'm just checking, is that my Australian accent, Diablo, you want me to do? Is that the bit of this one, mate? Fucking bit of the comms box. I don't think it wasn't meant to be like Sean Dyke. I mean, I think it was the biggest reason I did that. There was what is it? I don't know if you already would have seen it, but there's like this meme about a year ago of this bloke in Australia who was doing like Dr. Nefario, but he's from Australia instead. So
no, I don't think I've seen it.
No, that was always quite funny. That was. So I think that might be where he gets the Sean Dyke from. But yeah, it looks like Bigori here coming in for a target P1. So here we go. I mean, obviously I haven't raced with many of these people. I think maybe Basin, Riley, and Jay I've definitely had a bit of a messing around with before. That sounds a bit sexual, but
Arbeg Dory, he basically, let me give you a bit of history. Arbeg Dory, race 4 now? Race 2. Round Monza, coming round Parabolica, him and Dave Riley had a bit of a coming together. Arbeg Dory actually won the race, but he got a penalty for coming across Dave Riley, so he got a quali ban last week and won from the back of the grid.
Oh, very nice. I'm just checking in. I'm looking at the standings here. So actually, there's a close fight, 6 points between Riley and Arbig Dory here. Then, and then we've got
getting a bit of a gap.
49 point deficit then to Pray for Ye in P3. So, I think, are we expecting a bit of a 2-horse race here, or is just Pray for Ye might have missed out on a couple of races? I don't really know, but I think clearly the two to watch out for then are the Mercedes Riley and then Arbeg Dory in the McLaren.
And last week actually, Looney Man, it was Arbeg Dory got the win, Riley got second, I believe, and Looney Man actually was another one that had a. I've lost you again.
I think that was you losing it, mate. I heard my audio.
Yeah,
I think it's your microphone misbehaving, I'm sure.
Yeah, it was me. And you know what? I was just about to whip shit out of him, but until I scrolled up in my comments and I've seen my brother Gaz. He's in the chat. How are you, Gaz? Hope you're well, brother.
Basin there, miss out and messing around, Stiggy. Well,
2, 4, 6,
you know where I am, Basin.
10, 12.
If you get fast enough, Basin, you can join us in the Master tier. Not that we'll be racing tonight anyway. But if you speed up a bit.
I don't know what it is. It's just a bit of a muggy turnout across all divisions tonight.
It really is a rough one, isn't it? I mean, what we should have had here, I think, is brought in some of the Masters guys and ran them on the Inters, or made them do like a 4-stop. or something. Pirate Danny in the chat as well. Hello, Danny. Yeah, a bit of a shame here. What 11 people again? Which is a bit of a shame for numbers. I wasn't much better. I wasn't well. Only I think 2 or 3 people better than the Masters tier.
Yeah, but as long as we may only have 12 in the lobby, but hopefully we get a decent bit of racing. It'll be something nice to look forward to.
Yeah. Looks like the ones to watch were Apex and Champs tiers tonight. They were basically fully stretched out. So
yeah, the two. I think Apex has got Reevesky, the legend.
Yeah.
And I do believe Fear is normally
Fear
in Champs,
Champs one.
but I think he pulled out a couple of hours ago. So
it's a shame.
I think it's only myself and Reevesky on comms tonight.
I maybe should have asked to do the comms box then for the Champs tier to give them some comms.
Yeah, I did message you, but I think maybe you missed it. After I said to you about coming here, I said to you if you do fancy it, they're looking for a commentator.
I think Champs is after a comms. Well, yeah. I wonder if do we know who's in the Champs tier tonight? Is anybody who can admin and get me in the lobby? It might not be a bad idea.
I'm not too sure, mate. If you look on the app, you might be able to get who's there. And if you've got any of them on your friends list on PS, you may be able to just join the social race and then start streaming it yourself.
Yeah. Let me have a look, see if I know anybody on there. I've just messaged Trouser. Looks like Wiggy might be the person to invite me into it, actually.
I think Wiggy's the man. Yeah.
I might at him then and see if I can get Wiggy in.
Ratigan is the host, but they've started, I believe.
Well, I can always join in. I think I can join on spectator and then just retire at the start of lap 1, I think.
Yeah, I think that's what you'd have to do, because normally when you start after the lobby starts, you'll end up on track at the start. So, right, we're currently on board. We're not on board. We're sitting on with Jay. Jay's the lead car taking us round.
Yeah,
just on his outlap now.
Yep. So again, we're expecting. I'm not entirely convinced about the pace difference between the two, between this tier and Masters, but I know sort of a low 31 was a pole time for Legacy last time we were here. So maybe I might put a second on, maybe like sort of low to mid 32s, maybe what we were expecting. I'm not entirely sure actually.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's where it'll be. Yeah, a bit of. Guys, we're alright, mate. We've got 12 in this one. The reason Stiggy's in the comms box, mate, because his division only had 8. So, yeah, we were just saying a little while ago, it's been a bit of a poor turnout tonight across the divisions. Well, apart from pardon me, lads. Apart from Apex and Champs, they're pretty stacked tonight. So, but Jay's the first one to take us uphill. Very tricky breaking point here into turn 1, because it's kind of a blind Apex. You want to get the turning done, you want to try and ride this curve on the inside. As I always call it,
this should be flat out here. I think should be a downshift to 6th coming into the fast right, and then again another downshift to 5th for this corner, a bit of a lift, and then a bit of oversteer for Jay there actually. Also he's running not a lot of rear wing because that car is a little bit unstable. Coming through the S section there, so a bit interesting actually to kind of see maybe how the behaviour of the cars are feeling throughout these laps. But he's got a fair amount of traction control in play here coming out of the hairpin. You can see that the battery was getting drained quite a lot there, but he's up to 185 miles an hour now coming into the end of the set 2 split. It's looking decent so far, relatively tidy lap. Let's have a look on the brakes here. Gets the car rotated in nicely, using a decent amount of curb on the exit, but even a little bit of space. 102.0
you can get
in
very
the middle
greedy
sector.
On that. You can get greedy on that Apex as well. At the end of the straight, you can get very greedy on that one.
Yep, you really can. Let's just see how he's looking here. So, you're talking, what was it, 102.0 for Jay, was it, at the end of the second set split?
102.0, yeah.
So it's half a second off where I was on my one-shot quali lap when I was last here. I was a 101.6 through that middle sector split, but I did have more battery to go to at the end. Is it going to be in the 31s? Low 32s. As we expected to see.
I reckon we're going to... I reckon whoever breaks into the mid 30, I definitely see we're going to have some drivers. Riley, Arbeg definitely in the 31s.
I think we'll see. I think the 31, or maybe I don't know how mid we're going on the 31s here. Maybe 0.7 at the end with a toe as well. I mean, just want to see who actually has teammates today. I think it looks like it's just the Aston Martins, the Kick Sauber team, and the Haas are the only teams that have both drivers checked in.
And the Mercs.
Yes, and Mercedes as well.
Who are currently the constructors' leaders.
Right, so they've got a lot of points to make sure they make use of here, as we're already down to, again, 12 drivers, so, yep, fingers crossed we'll hopefully see some good battling tonight. Again, Albegori, 45.9, so he's going for Inter's pole position on his first lap.
Currently on board with Lee Webb.
Yeah.
Lee Webb invalidated his lap, so he's going to have to, but he's low on fuel. So I reckon he's going to have to come in.
Yeah, he's also missed his lap. Let's have a look. So Lee Webber's, missed out. So no one else is going round again at the moment. So
I've noticed this in the last few weeks. I've noticed this the last few weeks. Old car in 11th place. It's too much of a name there for me. I know it's Dental, but I call him Cordon Bleu. Cordon Bleu always comes out mid-session. He never comes out and sets a lap straight up.
Cordonenu Andre, as we might just call him Andre for tonight, and hopefully not impose any concerns with the names there. But no, yeah, I agree. I think what used to be the case, especially on the older game, JT was one a good example here, who did an outlap on the mediums and then did 2 laps on the softs to save a set of softs at the end of the race. Now the thing is, I think this game, the softs are inherently rubbish. On a especially on a 50% race, you might have maybe 4 laps where the softs are the better tyre, and then for the remaining 15 laps of the stint, the mediums then become the better compound. So, I think it makes sense to use the softs for qualifying all the time here, and if you do it right, you might only put, let's say, 3 laps of wear on them, so a late race safety car, it might be beneficial going on the softs, but realistically speaking, if you keep a set of mediums for the race, so you have 2 sets spare, you'll get away with it, because the mediums are a good race tyre regardless of how many laps are left in the race. The mediums are normally plenty good enough, especially with even 2 or 3 laps to go, to keep up with them soft runners, just about. So
very surprising also, I see the Destructive J having a second bite of the cherry. He just invalidated his lap on the exit curve coming over the top of the hill. But he'll be coming into the pits now. Dave Riley's sitting there on 100%.
Yeah, looks like Riley's. I don't know if he's doing a charge lap or not here. This might be his. I don't know what he's fully charged on the battery. Just checking the attitude of the car here. So he's definitely getting a bit of practice, a bit of understeer though. He's going to call it a day. No, he's staying out. Let's get on board then.
Which is very surprising. Stiggy, because you're looking out lap, hot lap, in lap, or cool down lap. You're talking. It's not a short lap round here, so you're talking at least 5 minutes to get a run in, and we've only got 18 minutes, so it gives you just enough time to possibly put 3 runs in. So to do 2 runs on the same tyre, then there goes Arbegdori. Look, but only. So that was a fantastic lap by Jay.
It was a very good start.
Very good.
Really lap. 5,000 of a second faster for Arbegdori there. So looks like Riley though, and we're sat on board with him as you are as well. The attitude of the car looks good. Oh, that's a bit. No, you messed up there, mate. Don't know what happened there. It must have been like a lapse of judgment, because that corners doesn't really count as one. It's a flat out corner. You're not paying much attention to it anyway. So I think he must have made a small lapse of judgment there, or he's too busy checking the race chat. I'm not entirely sure, but he's got his work cut out. I think at this point, it might be worth just trying again on the same set of tyres if he has the fuel to do it. I'm just seeing him check he's on board. He's got 1.5 laps of fuel left on the tank, according to the top right-hand corner of his car's dash. So it should mean he might have enough to go round again. Whether he does or not, I don't know.
I'm currently on board with Cordon Bleu, who's now on a fast lap. And finally enough, coming back to Jay.
This is his third lap, so he will be boxing.
Yeah, but coming back to Jay, he's put a blinding lap. But I'm not surprised though, Stiggy, because he's well rested, because he actually bottled it last week and didn't bother turning up. So he's obviously well rested. So that's how I reckon he's come out and gone all guns blazing and put it into P2 straight away, where all the other boys who have turned up last week and just battling it out, and Jay's sitting there with his hand on his prick with Pornhub on the channel, and he didn't bother turning up.
Yeah, well, I say he's pretty confident so far. I think my biggest concern was the attitude of his rear end, both in the game and in real life. I think the car seemed a little bit loose. I think, maybe the traction control maybe helping or hindering, as Andre comes in with, again, half a tenth faster. So the top 3 currently separated by 0.08 of a second, which is, nothing, really. That's tiny.
And to be honest, I reckon Riley's got plenty more time in him. I reckon Pray for Ye's definitely got more time in him. Speechy, I've mentioned it many times before. I don't know if you know, Speechy's actually a pad racer, but does manual gears on pad.
Yeah, it was a really rare thing to have, actually. I don't know if
I reckon he must be the only one. I'm not too sure.
I know that JT doesn't, because he's a bit of a arse and is too bone idle to do anything else apart from say he's the best and run ABS. But as for Stocker, I think he might also be in a manual use. I'm not entirely sure. Anyway, don't just say starting his lap, really squared the corner off there, so it didn't actually take much time. I don't think that was a particularly good exit on the start of the lap, but we'll stay on board. Nice on the brakes turn one. I guess the car rotated nicely there. Good exit as well, using all the road, I think, not push it out too wide. This again should be flat out and kind of seeing how the rear is through this first sector. Not putting a lot of lock on, and the car's attitude looks like it wants to spin. They see it there as well, look at that.
There you go, there, yeah. And I must note, I've noticed on every single one of Jay's laps, he is literally on the limit. He's grabbing as much curb as he can.
I'm just looking on board here with Prof, whose car is a lot more stable compared to Jay's in the first sector. I've just been sat on board as soon as Jay went a little bit wayward, and the attitude of that Aston looks a lot better to me than the Kick Sauber. I think I don't know if Jay's setup is one he's borrowed off TT or he's running like quite a high front wing and not a lot of rear, but it really didn't. I mean, credit where it's due. He's got a lot of rotation in the slower and mid-speed corners as Lee Webb dives into the 31.9. Nice lap there. Good job. But then he's got a lot of rotation into the slower speed corners here. But I just don't like the attitude as he cuts the corner.
And he invalidates, and he's actually down on his lap. He was down on his lap, coming out of sector 2. Coming out of sector 2, he was just under 2 tenths. He was 2 tenths up, 2 tenths down on his time. Sorry.
Yeah, I think Jay's better off now just waiting for in the pit lane for like sort of 3.5 minutes, getting himself back. The problem is he can't do a lot here with part firme conditions in order to correct this. This is going to be a problem he'll have to take with him all the way into the race unless he decides to drop the front wing. Now, I don't know if Jay watches these streams, if he does it live or watches them afterwards.
He's in the chat, Jay is, yeah.
So, Jay, I think, I don't know what your wings are, but I think I'd be inclined to maybe drop the front a few clicks. I mean, the problem with that is that, if you're going to have to suffer with a bit more understeer in the first sector, because obviously you can't raise that rear, but I think realistically speaking you kind of want a more balanced car than one that's really pointed. 50-50 wings says, I think Power Grid, I don't know who's actually logged in as Power Grid on the YouTube chat. Is that Jay? Jay, that's bullshit, or you're the worst driver ever. So you're not running 50-50. Send me a screenshot, Jay, on Discord of your wings, and I'll tell you what to do. But the answer most likely is take that front wing down a little bit.
Arbe Dory's just under a 10.5 up on his time. That will currently get him pole. Well, no, all right.
1016. This is a really good lap so far. This matched my first 2 sectors in Legacy. This could be into the mid 31s here, depending on how well he gets his final sector done. Good exit. Uses all the road. Fantastic line here. Going to keep it flat out. Is he through the fast right? He is traction control interfering here and complaining. Should be flicked to 5th gear here. Nice use of the curb, using all the road on exit. And he's late on the brakes here, gets it turned in nicely there. Nice rotation on the front nose. And he's going to cross the line for a 31.7.
There you go. For half a second up. He found 3 tenths in that last sector, which is pretty good going, considering quite a lot of that last sector's flat out. You got the four-way brakes.
Jay wasn't lying. He's actually running 50-50 wings. And that's quite a setup, that is, for this track. I mean, I think, I don't disagree that the front wing is about right. I think that the rear is too high. What I don't understand is how with those wing angles he's getting like a load of oversteer. I think if I was inclined, maybe Jay, just take the front wing a couple of clicks down, maybe down to like maybe 46, and then if you're getting a bit of understeer in the start of the race, you might want to put that wing back up in the pit lane during a pit stop, because the attitude of the car didn't look confident to me. And the thing is, you're having those grip issues on a car that's in theory at its best. You know, you got soft tyres, no fuel on board, and all the weight would be brilliant, basically be perfect. So I think you want to take that front wing down, even for the last run, get the rear helping you and supporting you through the corners, and then just kind of maybe dial it in from there for the race, where the car is fat with fuel, really is lax, doesn't want to do anything, and then you might reconsider changing the bias of the setup there. As
right,
our big Dory comes at the pits, of course you can.
Right, Jay, that's Stiggy's professional opinion. Now it's time for my professional opinion. You can follow Stiggy's advice, or you can follow my advice. Just she fucking done to my fucking... Phenomenal. Sorry about this, lad.
So we just had to dive away there for a quick sec. Apologies.
Yeah, I'm back.
Yeah, that's all right. So we got Lee Webb. I'm staying on board with right now. Is anybody actually on a lap? Looks like Prof's on a lap. Is he? No, he isn't. He must have just finished it because he's got no overtake left in the tank. So I think.
So anyway, just as I was talking before I cut out, Jay, you can either take Stiggy's professional opinion, or you can take my advice and do what we all know that you've done: take Basson's missus out of the footwork.
Well, I mean, whatever floats his boat, I guess. But if he's bothered about chasing points today, I suggest he might take some, at least take some nose off. So I think Prof is going to be charging up his battery here and going again. Has he got time? He won't. So this is actually the last Prof done. So Prof is only going to be 6th at best. Lee Webb starting his lap here.
Dave Riley, current championship leader, down in 7th. Very surprised by that.
Yeah, but he's starting his lap now. So let's go on board with him then. Let's give him a time of day, because so far he hasn't had the best session. But we'll see. So down into turn 1. Let's see how his aggression is. Nice on the brakes here. There's my invite from Tuck the Slugger, I think, to join the Champs division, I think, to give them some comms. So I'll join that whilst I'm letting you take over this session, mate.
Yep, no worries, Stiggy. Top man, buddy. Right, so we're currently on board with Dave Riley now, just coming to the end of Sector 1, well, just around this next couple of corners. I believe I see Basson's going to be the last man to set a time. Let me know, anybody, Gaz, am I still coming through? Okay, mate, let me know if I'm coming through.
You sound fine, you sound fine, mate, you sound fine.
Top man, mate, top man. So we're currently on board with Dave Riley. So we've got a few drivers just about to go in front. Speed Cheese come through now in 6th place. We are going to stick on board with Dave Riley because I do believe we've got Jay just behind him. We've got Basson just behind him. And just behind him we've got our big Dory. So we've still got quite a few of the protagonists to come through. Jay's lap still holding firm there in 4th place. But Riley's want to get himself right up this pack, as far up this pack as he can. Coming through now the last couple of corners. Wants to stay off that exit curb. Gets it nicely slowed down, gets it turned into the apex. And what can Dave Riley do? Dave Riley, it's not going to be in the 31s, it's going to be a 32 though. Jay's the next one. Jay's slowing. He's staying in 5th. Our big Dory improved yet. Lee Webb's, he pulled into the pit, so that's your quality done, lads. That's your quality done. We've got our big Dory. in first. We've got
Right,
Lee
I'm
Webb.
popping off, so I will see you soon. Good luck with the stream.
Top man, Stiggy. Take care, mate.
See you in a bit.
Top man, bud. Bye-bye. So we've got Arbeck Dory in first. We've got Lee Webb in second. We've got Riley in third. We've got Cordon Bleu in fourth. We've got Destructive J in fifth. We've got Pray For Ye in sixth. We've got Mystery in seventh. Speechy in eighth. Prof in ninth. Basson in 10th. Looney Man in 11th. And Royal Rumble in 12th place. Last but not least. So we're just waiting for this session to finish now, and then we will move. It looks a little bit grey. I haven't seen any comments or anything about any rain that's on its way or flying about the circuit. So I do believe we could possibly be in for a dry race. So yeah, great lap there from our big Dory. Managed to eke out nearly 4/10 over the next car and just over half a second over Dave Riley. But look how close it is between Dave Riley, Cordon Bleu, Destructive J, Pray For Ye, Mystery, Speechy. Look at that. It's absolutely 4/10 separate nearly 7 drivers. So that's absolutely fantastic. So we're just moving in now. I want to go and get myself a drink. So I've got a mouth like a camel's flip-flop. But I'll be back in 2 seconds. Right. We're just waiting for everybody. Gaz, just keep letting me know, mate, how I'm sounding, because I think Lucia broke my headset, or she maybe even broke my controller. So I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna have to buy myself a new headset. I keep meaning to buy myself a proper mic, but as you know, I don't commentate on normally I used to have a little setup on my table, but my TV blew up the other week, so I'm doing it currently makeshift on the big front room TV at the minute. So needs must, lads, eh? Needs must. So just going back all the way through the grid. Got 2 of the championship contenders in first and third. I believe, is it Lee Webb or is it Max Lax? No, Max Lax is missing tonight. There's another one that's missing tonight. It's a shame that he's not racing. Lee Webb's always there or thereabouts. I fancy Cordon Bleu. He normally doesn't have great quality, but he's up there in 4th now, so he should be on for a good start. I think Jay's due a good race. Basson, he may start low in quality, but he always gets there or thereabouts at the end. So Diablo, how are we doing, my friend? Looney Man, absolutely fantastic drive last week. So starting from 11th is not going to hinder him one little bit. He knows he's got it in the tank to get himself up the field. Mystery's up there in 7th. Speechy there in 8th. Got Pray For Ye in 6th. He's always going to be hunting about. Riley and Cordon Bleu have a little bit of coming together. They've gone straight back to the grid. So there's no more heat in their tyres. Their tyres are just going to be sitting there now losing heat. So we don't know what's happened there. We didn't catch it on stream. But yeah, just waiting for everybody now to come round. Going to go and jump on board with Royal Rumble. It'll be the last car that joined the back of the grid. And then we should be off for, I believe it's 26 or 28 laps around COTA. Hopefully we don't get any DNFs, because it's just going to cut the pack down. No cursing no one tonight, Gaz and Diablo. No cursing anybody tonight. We need as many drivers as we can. So on board with Royal Rumble. And seeing he's got the 2 seeing he's got 2 in front of him that have sat back in their box, I'm actually going to start this race on J. So we've got, can't see the lights from here, 4 lights, 5 lights. And there we go. Jay's already managed to get cordon bleu. Dave Riley looks like he's had an absolute great start, even better though. Lee Webb's had an even better start. He's managed to put it down into first place. A little bit of coming together, a little bit of wheel banging there from cordon bleu and Dave Riley, but he all seems to get away with it so far. Speechy and Mystery are going at it now as well. They managed to sort themselves out now. Speechy's gone quite deep into the S's. But it's all sorted out now, so we're going to go and move back up the pack. We've got cordon bleu right over the back of Dave Riley now. Let's get all what we need up. We don't need lap belt, we need the telemetry. Tyres, everybody's on the medium tyre. Didn't really surprise me that much. Looney Man and Royal Rumble at the back of the pack having a right old ding dong. So we'll get it off that. Arbeck Dory now has got a bit of a decent gap. Dave Riley, Mr. Riley himself, he's now approaching Lee Webb. He wants to try and dispose of Lee Webb as soon as he can and put the fight to Arbeck Dory. They've had some battles the last, well, not the last few weeks, well, every race this season they've had some decent battles, the pair of them. Had a little bit of coming together, like I said earlier, at the end of the Monza race in Parabolica. But there was no hard feelings, that was all sorted out by the stewards, so absolutely not a problem. I think it may be Dave Riley 2 wins to Arbeck Dory 1. No, Max Lax had a win, and this is race 4. So I think Max Lax, Arbeck Dory, and Dave Riley all have 1 win each. Maybe Dave Riley's been a little bit more consistent, finishing higher up on the podium. But it's all status quo at the minute. Everybody's in, no, not everybody's in DRS. You've got Profs fell off the back of Basson. Basson's one who will try and like I said, for these teams that actually have 2 drivers running tonight, it's going to be absolutely huge. If you can get 2 drivers, i.e. look at Kick Sauber, you can get 2 of your drivers finishing in the top 5 or even better in the podium, it's going to be absolutely huge for that team. And we've currently got Kick Sauber in the top 5, and we've got 2 Mercs who are currently constructors leaders at the minute, and they're currently 2 drivers in the top 10. Aston are one are going to try and improve with Prof and Looney Man. And just to be speaking of the Mercs, here goes Basson. He's making a move on Mystery. Speech has made a move on Pray For Ye. F1 Dave Riley's gone down the inside of Lee Webb, I do believe. Arbeck Dory now has pulled 1.4 out. He's been a man on form these last couple of weeks. Been a man on form. Destructive J's going to like that. He's dropped Speechy slightly, but Speechy may have fell out of that gap due to his overtake on Pray For Ye. But Jay's going to like that, where he's going to be looking more forward than behind him because he's got a little bit of a breathing space. But saying that, though, Speechy's closing that gap down now. But Arbeck Dory is currently the driver that's on an absolute mission currently. He sets a 1:35.777. Gordon Blur, he's going to make his move on Lee Webb now as well. He gets the move done, but Lee Webb takes a shorter line. He manages to cover that off. That's Gordon Blur, and that's just brought Jay right back into this as well. He's right on the back of his teammate also. What happens here? Is there going to be any team orders? I don't think there will be, due to the fact they're basically going to be on the same strap. They're both on medium tyres. He grabs a lot of curb, this Jay. He's absolutely on the limit. We see this in qualifying. But that's definitely that's definitely a warning there from Jay. I do believe he had all 4 wheels off the track there. But Gordon Blow looks like the man who's attacking at the minute. He's gone off track. That's going to cost him any chance of taking Dave Riley. But we've got Jay. He might have he's a bit far back off his teammate. So I don't think anybody's going to be making any moves. You want to, well, just as I say that, Prof and Looney Man have exchanged positions. But any one of these front mob, they're not really going to make any gains. Jay's right over the back of his teammate currently. Dave Riley now has closed that gap to... Oh, sorry lads. Dave Riley's closed that gap to Arbeck Dory now. He's got it near enough back in the DRS. So we've got Dave Riley now. Dave Riley Got Cordon Bleu just behind him, Dave Riley now, but I don't think he's managed to pick it up this time round, but he has got back within that second. So we've got our big Dory, F1 Dave Riley, we've got Cordon Bleu, we've got Lee Webb, followed by Destructive J, we've got Speechy, who's now clawed right at that second, 1.1 second, right onto the back of Jay now. We've got Pray For Ye, followed by Basson, then we've got the two Hasses lying astern, and then we've got Noah's Ark at the back of the pack, the two Hasses and the two Aston Martins. So the solo cars in this race is the McLaren, the Ferrari, the Alpine, the AlphaTauri, and that's it. Everybody else has a teammate. Red Bulls are completely missing tonight. I don't know if there's any other team that are missing. Could be, not too sure. Very much doubt it though. So yeah, Dave Riley he now picks up the DRS. Well, he hasn't got the DRS this time round either. But our big Dory very low on ERS. Everybody's pretty low. There's the J's decent. Speech is doing all right. Pray For Ye's doing absolutely brilliantly. So Lee Webb now, he's starting to lose out to Cordon Bleu in front, and that could just show how much dropping out the DRS can hurt you, because I'm sure that Cordon Bleu has got that gap due to gaining DRS off the car in front, and he's actually right on the back of Dave Riley now. Dave Riley's definitely going to pick up DRS this time round. There we go, the green bar's lighting up, he's got the DRS. You're going to see that gap close. There you go, absolutely drops down by about a tenth. Oh, Cordon Bleu, a little bit of a tap on the back of Dave Riley, we just see that, but he manages to get on with it. Not a problem. Basson's first driver that picks up a 3-second time penalty. Speechy's all over the back of Destructive J. Just jump on board with Speechy now. There's another cut there. That might be a second warning for Jay. We're not too sure. We don't see the warnings on comms. I can pause it, but I don't really want them. F1 Dave Riley with that nudge from Cordon Bleu has now fell back out of the DRS of our big Dory. Got a little bit unsettled going into the hairpin there on the straight. That's the last thing you want to do, because it's going to cost you speed all the way down. Jay now could come under attack from Speechy, because Speechy, Jay's now fell out of the DRS of his teammate. No, he's managed to pick it up. I thought he said that he was out of second there. But yeah, we're on lap 5 currently, lap 28. Yeah. My apologies, guys. Last thing you want to be coughing and spluttering down the street. Now Dave Riley's managed to pull it back again. He's now back within that 1 second, but then he's dragging Cordon Bleu. But look, when it's battling a little bit, or may have been that bit of touching between Cordon Bleu and Dave Riley, Lee Webb's found about 6-7 tenths and pulled himself back to 1.3. Still not within DRS, but he's closing it. What he wants is these lot to start getting in a big battle. Mr. Riley has a big twitch mid-corner. But look, there you go, look at that, 1.3, he's now fell back out to 1.6. That's what I was talking about just a lap ago. How it hurts you so bad, because the straights are quite long here at COTA, so especially this back straight we're heading up to now. This is going to absolutely kill him. Look, now he gets back down to 1.3. Let's look at the end of this. We're going to stay on board. Speechy picked up a 3-second time penalty, and we missed it. Mysteries picked one up also. But now look, Lee Webb is 1.3. Let's see how much Cordon Bleu pulls away from him now. 1.4, look. Lee Webb's using his ERS. Speechy managed to get rid of Jay for the time being. But 1.5 now, 1.6. It's still floating around that 1.3, 1.6. Stretches it out to nearly 1.8. Destructive Jay's at the moment he's picked up, so that may have been them 2 warnings we see for Jay. Jay's now fell down to 8th place. Don't know if he had a bit of a coming together there with Speech. Dave Riley now slowly clawing in our big Dory, and he's got absolute bundles of ERS as Dave Riley. Starting now, looks like he's getting into a groove. Caution, 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 caution. That's Pray For Ye's had a big moment. Brave for Yee's had a big moment just coming to the second to last corner. Destructive J, 10 seconds for speeding in the pit lane. And Jay's retired from the session. Don't know if he's had wing damage there or... Let us know what happened, Jay, mate. How come you've retired from the session? Did you get rear wing damage or side pod damage? Let us know what's happened, bud. Now down to 11. Jay's car's going to come out the pit, but I don't think it's going to affect anybody. Our big Dory now still holding firm. These front three are just now pulling away, keeping it steady. Keeping it steady to the cars behind Lee Webb. Oh shit, so yeah, it was a collision with another car. Unlucky, Jay, mate. Unlucky, bud. He's looking decent tonight, Jay, mate. You had a decent quality there as well, bud. Unlucky, mate. Cordon Bleu and Dave Riley again having a right old ding dong. Where's Cordon Bleu? Can't even see him. There he is, look. And this is just going to help out our big Dory. And then we're going to come off this now because Cordon Bleu's got the inside line. Dave's going to swing around the outside. Gets that done nicely. Full commitment there from Mr. Riley. Cordon Bleu's right on the back, but our big Dory's going to absolutely be loving this. He's pulled out now to 1.4. 1.4. Lee Webb just holding firm. He's kind of in a race of his own at the minute. Even more speech, he's in a race of his own now. Bassam, first man to pit, lap 8. Lap 8 of 28. Seems a little bit early for the mediums, but maybe he's getting for a big undercut on some of the cars in front of him. But Speechy, yeah, Speechy's just in a race of his own. Look, got no car behind him, and you can just see the car just going around the top of the hill there. Speechy just wants to get his head down and just try and put in lap after lap, even though he's all by himself. We've got Lee Webb, our big Dory. Seems to have all settled itself out now. Seems to have settled itself down just for the time being between Cordon Bleu and Riley. But each time he's not ending up in the battle, Dave Riley is clawing back in our big Dory, but he just seems to be holding up. But I suppose that's why, because he's used a big chunk of his ERS now. But he's within that 1 second now, so he's within that 1 second gap. So hopefully he can hold that there, and he can make this interesting, because the whole pack now are just starting to filter out. Everybody's starting to kind of fall out of DRS. We've got Pray For Ye and N Mystery. Mystery are going at it. Pray For Ye's going to try to switch back. No, there's a little bit of tap on the back of the car. Mystery, but he keeps it pointing in the straight line still. Cordon Bleu still keeping Dave Riley honest. Dave Riley's completely back in that ERS now. Keep an eye on Basson in the 11th there. See how much he's going to start closing on these boys in front. Cordon Bleu's all over the back of Riley now. And look, they're battling again, and they're just costing themselves time to Arbeck Dory in front. Oh, catches a lot of curve there. There's Cordon Bleu. Cost himself 2-3 tenths there. Gives Dave Riley a bit of breathing room. Dave Riley's going to hope to try and get that 1 second, get it in that 1 second gap, and he has done before he hits the detection line, which is there. There's the detection line. As long as you're in a second, you should get DRS. Not a problem. You should see his green line come up now. He's definitely was in that 1 second gap, but it looks like he hasn't got it. That's very surprising. It definitely looked like he was in it there. Cordon Bleu's definitely got it. I know Cordon Bleu doesn't have it either. I don't know what's happened there with the old and after all of this battling, Lee Webb's now got himself right back into this now. Got himself right back in this battle. Speechy's just, he's falling further behind Lee Webb, but pulling away from Looney Man. Looney Man's up 5. He's having a great race so far. He started 11th. Now, I did say at the beginning of the race, watch out for him. He's gonna try and put his cement his place and try and get top 5 or even higher if he can. But look at Dave Riley now, all over the back. Unlucky, Jay, mate. See, you left the session there, bud. Unlucky, dude. Dave Riley now climbing all over the back of our big Dory. He wants to try and get as close to him as he can and make his move down the back straight. Looney Man's now pulled himself into the pit. And speaking of Basson, look, I don't know if Mystery's had a moment, but look, he pulled him and his Mystery's in the pit, that's why. That's why he's caught up with him. And Mystery DNFs in the pit lane. So, then there was 10. Speechy got a nasty second, Speechy. Speechy, if you cut down these time pens, mate, you'd be on for some good finishes, man. Time pens killed you last week, I believe. All a bit late on the brakes there from Dave Riley. Very late, very deep on the brakes there. Again, car's coming out the pit lane, but I don't think it's going to impede anybody. Dave Riley's absolutely flying now. Arbeck Dory goes defensive. Let's jump on board. Is he going to try a cut back, Dave Riley? No, not enough space. Also sector 1, that's just Mystery's. I'm losing my voice. That's just Mystery's car. Lee Webb's getting right into this fight now. Speech is going to hope that these boys just keep on battling and hopefully he can pull himself back. Of course, on blood. Wow, I'm losing my voice, lads. Right. So here goes Dave Riley. And Arbeck Dory shows to the pit. Dave Riley stays out. He goes round for another lap. Cordon Bleu stayed out. Lee Webb stayed out. Speechy stays out. So now it's Arbeck Dory's gone for the big undercut. Gone for the big undercut on the cars that he's battling. Royal Rumble, Prof, all in the pit. Pray for ye in the pit. Where's Basson come out in all this? I don't think Basson's going to get Arbeck Dory, but he's going to get a lot closer to him. That's an absolute huge undercut. Look how close he's got to Arbeck Dory. So, Lee Webb's got a 3-second time penalty. Is that his first or second? That's only his first. So these front runners need to be very mindful of that. If you are listening to the stream, Basson has absolutely gained a mile on Arbeck Dory there. Albeit he's had 3 laps to put some times in. Oh, I'm hoping my voice lasts to the end of the stream. Come on, we've got 17 minutes left. 17 minutes, 17 laps. I wish it was 17 minutes. So we're going to see what Dave Riley has planned for the end of this lap. He's currently got 7 tenths now to Cordon Bleu. Got himself a decent bit of a gap, but we're going to see if these boys go to show to the pit. We're currently on board with Dave Riley. Does he go pit this time round, or does he feel he's got another lap left in him? He feels he's got another lap left in him. Cordon Bleu doesn't. Lee Webb doesn't. So Dave Riley's just trying to get himself some decent laps down now and hopefully be on the fresher tyre at the end. Fresher tyres at the end of the race. Lads, I apologise about the voice, man. So let's go aboard with Arbeck Dory. And look at the gap he's going to pull now on Lee Webb. Lee Webb was about 3 tenths behind him. This is going to turn into about 3 seconds. 3-4 seconds now. And he's only 16 seconds behind Dave Riley. Yeah, mate, Gaz, I'm ill, bruv, man. Fuck it, sorry, I don't like swearing on the stream. Yeah, I started feeling rough on Monday, mate, Monday morning. I'm just gradually getting worse, mate, but I didn't want to let the lads down, so I just jumped on and I firmed it on comms tonight, mate. 15.4 now to Arbeck Dory. And I don't see a big, massive drop-off at the end of the race between the hard tyres. So Dave Riley's going to have to make a decision soonish or sharpish, let's say, because he's absolutely clawing him in his Arbeck Dory. 14.8, 14.7. It's just every corner he's just gaining. 14.6, be 14.4 by the time we get out on the exit of this corner. No, there you go. Look, told ya, good at what I do. But Dave Riley's now pit. So is that couple of laps that he's had out there? Basson, look at that with that undercut. He's got himself up in the 3rd place. A great undercut there from Basson. Remember, Basson pit on lap 8, so he's got 4 lap older tyres. Dave Riley's coming out the pit now. Arbeg Dory's going to have a decent chunk on him now. Basson's undercut Dave Riley, which that's going to help because Riley's Basson's teammate. So if he can get a little bit of a tow, we know what kind of driver Basson is. Basson would just get down the straight, give him a tow and pull him out of the way. Hopefully Basson can pull him along. But look, 4.2 plus 5 seconds. 5 seconds Arbeg Dory. That undercut gained Arbeg Dory 5 seconds over F1 Dave Riley. Wow. Cordon Bleu's lost out quite a bit in the pit lane. In the pit speech, he's managed to overtake him. Lee Webb's managed to overtake him. I don't know what's happened there, but Lee Webb is on the back of Dave Riley. So there goes Basson. Lee Webb doing what he had to do there. He had to get it around the outside to stand any chance, knowing that he's also got a penalty as well. But Basson's all right though. Basson's different. Basson ain't giving up. He's trying to cause Lee Webb a little bit of problems. Give his teammate a bit of that's all fair. You're in a team at the end of the day. But Lee Webb seems to have disposed of Basson for the time being. Now Dave Riley has to get his head down and start clawing in this gap. We did see on the first stint that he kept clawing the gap, apart from being bothered by Cordon Bleu behind him. Currently halfway through the race also. There we go, you can just see Arbeg Dory at the top of the hill. If these two are going to overtake each other, they want to try and assist each other and get DRS off each other and down the straight and just use each other to try and close that gap on Arbeg Dory because it's extending it now. It's 5.2. Wow. And there's a big gap from Cordon Bleu to Looney Man. So it's all, everybody's in their own little race down at the back, but it's here at the front where you've got Dave Riley, Lee Webb, Basson in their own little battle. You've got Cordon Bleu's want to try and dispose of Speechy. Oh, and he's got wing damage. And he's just picked up wing damage as Cordon Bleu. He's picked up wing damage. Yeah, there's his end plate. I personally feel that he shouldn't have gone for that overtake there. He hit the back of Speechy. You should have given Speechy this straight. You can't hit the back of a car, kind of put him off track, then go for an overtake. A little bit naughty there from Cordon Bleu. Shouldn't have gone for the overtake there. But he's got wing damage now, so Speechy knows that he can come back at Cordon Bleu. Dave Riley, so far, he's been out nearly 2 laps, still not closing. And he runs himself off track now. He's pushing big time there. He gains it back and then he loses it again. Basson's just sitting there nicely and behind these two boys, just using the DRS. He wants to stay in that, and he's on for a nice hefty 4th place finish, albeit he may have a 3-second time penalty. But if he can cling on to these and go forward, he'll pull himself away from Cordon Bleu. Cordon Bleu may still yet have to pit later on in the race, because that wing's just going to get worse and worse. But he's not making any inroads to this gap, is Dave Riley. Arbeg Dory, as you can see in there at the top of the screen, what a camera shot. It just goes to show you how far he's between the two cars currently. Lee Webb's not letting Dave Riley have it all his own way currently either. They're all still in DRS of Dave Riley, so Basson's now fallen out, but he'll still have the DRS, I do believe. No, he lost it. He didn't manage to get it that time round, so you're going to see these two now pull away from Basson. But Speechy and Cordon Bleu are in their own battle at the minute, so that's only going to help Basson out. He's on for a great 4th place as we currently stand. Dave Riley started to make slight inroads now, just got it down to 5, yet to drop it under that 5-second gap though. He's yet to drop it under 5. He needs to start getting his head down and start putting lap after lap after lap, and to try and better. It seems that as it stands, there we go, first time it's been under 4 or 5, but then there you go, that's what he wants. He needs to start putting in them. He needs 3 or 4 of them back to back does Dave Riley, but he just cannot seem to get it under that 5-second barrier. No. So currently, so far, we've only got 2 DNS. That was Mystery and Jay. Destructive Jay. They both DNF'd in the pit lane. Then the 10th, we got Pray For Ye. 9th, we got Prof. 8th, we got Royal Rumble. 7th, we got Looney Man. 6th, we got Cordon Bleu. Still in his own little battle there with Speechy. But I think that wing damage might be coming back now to hurt Cordon Bleu. Got Speechy 3.8 behind Basson, who's 1.4 behind Lee Webb. Lee Webb's not too far of falling out of the DRS, but that's going to help him a big time, especially with the DRS he has in the tank. First time he's took a big chunk and gone under 5 seconds is Dave Riley. Is this where Dave Riley starts making his move? But our big Dory's... Oh, big Dory! That's going to give Dave Riley the boost that he needs. Is that penalty there? Does that cost our big Dory the race? Wow! He's got 2 laps fresher tyre. That's all that Dave Riley needed to see there. But again, Dave Riley, this is he could easily pick one of these up also. It's a very tricky track to stay penalty free. His old it could be a big change. And like I said, I think the 3rd place man is Lee Webb. So these two, we're now on this. At the end of this race is going to be round 4. So they're just getting into a little battle. They've got 49 points. 49 points over the next place car in 3rd place. So I believe Lee Webb or Max Lax, I can't remember. But that could be huge. And out of these two, this will be the first man to get a second win, as mentioned at the start of the stream. Currently 1 win apiece between Max Lax, Arbeg Dory and F1 Dave Riley. 1 win apiece, I do believe. Now, Dave Riley seems to be on the move. He's now dropped Lee Webb out of that 1 second gap. Because as you can see, Lee Webb didn't get any DRS that time round. But Dave Riley's going to be sitting pretty. He's surrounded by 4 drivers, all with time penalties. Basson's now fallen back off the back of Lee Webb by 3.4 seconds. These two are still in their own little battle. And as you can see there, Cordon Bleu doesn't have any right end plate. Speech is going to try to cut back, and it's an absolute fantastic cutback. Can he manage to hang it around the outside? Needs to be careful because Cordon Bleu is not going to have the downforce that he may have had a few laps ago. Kind of steadied out at the moment to 4.6, 4.7. Needs to do it in stages. There you go. I was just about to say he needs to get it under 4.5. And now he's done that now. So theoretically, he's only 1.4 behind Arbeg Dory. And we've got 11 laps left. And once we get another 6-7 laps out of the way, Dave Riley's tyre, I believe, is going to start proving that it is that little bit better than Arbeg Dory's, albeit by only 2 laps. But yeah, so far, great race from Basson so far in 4th place. So if we have a look, he should be the lead person. Yeah, he's up 6 places as our Basson. Absolute fantastic drive so far. And because of the battling behind him and also Cordon Bleu with no wing, seems pretty comfortable. But then saying that though, Basson, he really then, same as Arbeg Dory, Basson really only has 0.7 to Cordon Bleu behind, because Basson actually has a 3-second time penalty. So Basson just wants these two to do exactly what they're doing now and to carry on battling. Cordon Bleu tries to hang it around the outside. Don't think he has enough downforce to try to cut back, because again, look, we can see he's missing his right end plate off the car. And there you go, look, it now stretches out to theoretically a second for Basson. So that's what Basson wants. Basson would have liked to kept on that DRS of them cars in front for at least a few more laps. We don't need it on position change. We'll keep it on tyre, on laps. There we go. We'll keep it on the... There we go, 4.2. So next thing for Dave Riley. Cordon Bleu does pit. He pits. That's going to be music to Basson's ears. because he knows Speech is behind him with 6 seconds worth of penalty. Prof gets a 3-second time penalty. I believe that's his first. Gordon blows on the medium tyre and he gets a new wing. Speechy currently, he's now getting that gap down to Basson, but Basson won't mind that. Basson knows that Speechy's got 3 seconds more time penalty than him, so that ain't going to bother Speechy too much. And then he's obviously got 12 seconds to the next car behind. So currently Basson's still sitting pretty in his 4th place. And there we go. Dave Riley, he's within striking distance of that penalty. He needs 0.7 of a second. He needs 7/10 and he's within stride. And that would have calmed Dave Riley's driving start. As much as you don't really want to win a race under penalties, but when you're in a tight championship battle as it is, you take them anywhere they come. You'd always prefer to win it on track. But this would have maybe changed Dave Riley's mindset ever so slightly now. Maybe he feels that he doesn't have to be as attacking as he was previously before Abed Dory picking up that penalty. But then again, this could all change if Mr. Riley picks up one of them nasty pens. That's going to have to change his mindset then again. So maybe he does want to claw this, just that we don't know how many. I'm not going to pause it and check, but Dave Riley could be sitting there on none. Dave Riley could be sitting there on 2. Could be sitting there on 2 warnings. So we just don't know. But Dave Riley now, he's got a little bit of time in the tank now to play with. He's only, like I said, he's only a second behind. They're just going to take it easy. Lap 20 of 28. Knows he's got 2 laps fresher tyres at the end of the race. Whether that will come into play, we don't know. Speechy now getting right on the back of Basson now. He can see him. And also that's a big factor as well. It's all good chasing the car, but when you can actually see the car in view, it gives you that little bit of impetus and gives you a little bit later on the brakes, a little bit earlier on the throttle, and it just gives you that little bit more impetus to try and close the gap to the car in front. When you're just chasing thin air, it sometimes can become a little bit difficult. Like Looney Man, for example. Looney Man hasn't got a sight of anybody in front of him, but he does have 1, 2, soon to be 3 cars joining, which will be Royal Rumble, Pro For You and Prof. Currently we've got the Mercs constructors leaders sitting in 2nd and 4th. It's been a brilliant Grand Prix for the Mercs if it stays like this. But Riley will be hoping for more. Basson, could them tyres be starting to eat out of him now, because he's fell. That was 3 seconds a couple of laps ago. That's now 8.8. Basson needs to be careful that he doesn't get overtaken by Speechy, and Speechy manages to eke out that 3 seconds that he has on him, I believe. There, Speechy on 6, Basson on 3. Basson needs to be careful with that. Speechy's got 4 laps fresher tyres. I just can't believe how much he's dropped off the back of Lee Webb so far. Like I said a few laps ago, that was 3.4 seconds. He's now fell over 5 seconds further back. Gordon Blur, fastest lap, as you would expect, the only man on the medium. There we go, you mentioned him just a little while ago, and here we go. Pray For Ye, Looney Man, Royal Rumble. Going to absolutely kick off to a 3-man battle here for 6th, 7th and 8th. Prof's going to win these, albeit Prof's got a penalty, but these 3 boys haven't got penalties. Here goes Speechy now. Speechy's going to get the DRS to put his attack on Basson. How's Dave Riley getting on? Abed Dory's stabilising that gap. Maybe it's Dave Riley driving a little bit cautiously, to try and keep it within the white lines. Last thing he wants to do is get himself a penalty, but then he does have to start getting some attack going now, because he does need to close that, theoretically, what is 1.1. Don't worry about the 4.1, he just needs to find 1.1 of that 4.1. And there, look, Speechy's now taken Basson, and then 9.5 behind Lee Webb. So Lee Webb looking pretty decent currently for that 3rd podium spot. It's how does it finish between these front 2? Abed Dory seems to have enough at him time being. We're on lap 22. We need to get to lap 28 until we get the checkered flag. Gordon Blur's now caught near enough on the back of Prof. Well, not near enough, he is right on the back of Prof. He's in the DRS, so he's going to get the assistance of that. And then he's got 2 seconds to find. So he could possibly claw himself back to 6th place here, Cordon Bleu. He can possibly get to 6th place. Now, what's Dave Riley's plan? Is so he's not saving, he's not charging to try and be a build up, because he's on pretty much the same as Arbeck Dory. He just cannot find that time that he needs. He got it from 5. Pray for you, he gets a 3-second time penalty. That's not what he wanted. That's not what he wanted. Especially with the 2 cars in front of him. Penalty free. Basson still using Speechy. Still, maybe that's what Basson's done. Basson being the clever driver that we know he is, maybe he should just let Speechy go. Feels he's got the pace, maybe not to hold him off, but feels he's got the pace maybe to keep up with him, and he will just stay in his DRS, let Speechy drag him to the finish line, and he'll pinch that 4th place right at the very end. So if that is what he's doing, it's very good there from Basson. Looney Man and Royal Rumble and half going at it. That's just going to help Cordon Bleu, and we're currently nearly 3 wide going into the corner. An absolute battle for the ages kicking off down here. He's now managed to get it. Oh, just as I say that, he's managed to get it under 3.4 seconds. It goes. We got it down to 3.8. Riley. Now it's popped back out to 4.1. So it's very to and fro at the minute. And there's just another lap that goes down on the lap counter. Arbeck Dory is just going to be counting these laps down, because round about here, this is where possibly, and I'm sure 12 laps is a lot less for the hard tyre to start losing some grip, but this is where we did see Basson fall quite heavily off the back of Lee Webb, which was 12 laps, albeit with a tyre differential. So, but he's got a 2-lap tyre differential. I don't know if that's going to come into play too much. So just to run through the pack again, we've got Arbeck Dory, we've got F1 Dave Riley, we've got Lee Webb, we've got Speechy. Basson's now falling out on the back, so he wants to be careful that he doesn't let Speechy get that gap to 3 seconds. As we said, Cordon Bleu now, he's right involved in this field here now, and he's going to get some DRS. Is he going to be able to make a move on Looney Man? Is that himself up into 6th place? Yes, it is. No, but Looney Man doesn't. He's not giving up too easy. He's going to try to cut back. No, but with the grip he's got, Cordon Bleu, he manages to see that off, no problem. Now, I think that's about the best he can manage. He's got doubt, very much doubt, and inspiring something drastic. He's going to get 17 seconds in 5 laps. The next thing here is we're looking is, can Basson keep that within 3 seconds? Can Dave Riley get that down to 3 seconds? So, and obviously this battle here between Looney Man, or Looney Toon as we like to call him, Pray for You's got a 3-second time penalty, so that could come back and bite him at the end of the race. Prof. So again, Royal Rumble and Looney Man know that the drivers around them have got time penalties. If Looney Man could possibly use Cordon Bleu, which I don't think he's going to be able to do, because he is going to slowly pull away with the grip that he's got on them medium tyres. Again, Dave Riley just cannot seem to lower that gap. Arbeck Dory just seems to be doing enough to keep himself out of that window. He's drove absolutely brilliantly tonight since he put it up in first place, albeit a lot of people would have lost their head. He's actually on a recharge currently also. A lot of people would have lost their head after getting that penalty, but he's just kept his head down, kept piling them out, kept putting the lap times in, and it's been an absolute very, very, very mature drive from Arbeck Dory tonight. We'll close the gap on Dave Riley, I believe. We'll put him possibly on level points, don't ask me, or a couple of points between them, I'm not too sure. I know there's not a lot between them anyway. Because if one finishes first, the other finishes second. If the other one finishes first, the other one finishes second. There's pretty much been like that since the start of the race. But then we got sector 3, Royal Rumble. He's kept on going now. Last thing we need is a safety car. Dave Riley needs to, if Dave Riley's going to make his move now, he needs to start doing it now. He's got down to 3.8. Basson's still holding on, 2.1. It's all to play for between these two. Will Basson get fourth? Will Riley get the win? That's what we're looking for at the moment. Speechy's eking out the time. Speechy's trying to eke out that fourth place. Riley's got it down to under a second now. He's got it down to 7 tenths. Hello, Steve. I hope you're doing well, buddy. So 3.9. Now it's back out to 4. Tyres are fucked. Basson. So it looks like Basson may only get 5th then if his tyres are fucked. But you've got yourself that undercut, mate. You've got yourself right into this race, mate. Don't worry about that. Looney, man. Looney Tune and pray for you going at it. So here we go. Still 4 seconds. We just cannot seem to close that gap. We're on lap 26. We've got 26, 27, 28 to go. We've got 3 laps for Dave Riley, and there it is. Speechy's got 3 seconds. So currently Speechy has cemented that 4th place. Basson's pulled it back. It's going to be touch and go right to the end, but if Basson's tyres are as bad as they say they are, which they are, look, they're 18 laps compared to Speechy's 14 laps. So Speechy should have enough now to cover that 3 second time differential, and that will give Speechy a decent 4th place. Yeah, it was a great undercut there from Basson, but he's just feeling the effects of the tyre wear now. But here we go. So this is sort of pretty much settled itself out, barring any drastic, or barring Speechy picking up another stupid time penalty. But there you go. But Basson's not going away easily. This is where we're looking now. F1 Dave Riley. He's got Arbeg Dory in front of him with a 3 second time penalty. So theoretically, as I've said it again, I'll say it again. Speechy has 6 seconds, yeah. Basson has 3 seconds. So if Speechy gets that gap as it is now, 3 seconds, he will finish in front of Speechy. Because Basson's got 3, Speechy's got 6. Here we go, Looney Man is going for a move. Going on Pray For Ye. He gets the move done. Pray For Ye tries to hang it around the outside. Has he managed to hold him off? It looks like he has for the time being, but he's got the inside line now for the next corner. Absolute great battle between these two guys, Looney Man and Pray For Ye. Looney Man sits there, and again that gap goes to 4 seconds. I think, I don't want to jinx it, but I think Arbeg Dory may have enough, you know. I think he may have enough. I don't think this tyre wear is going to come into it. But then for Basson to say that his tyres are fucked, he's still, excuse my language, but he's still holding it within 2 tenths. Currently, he loses 4th by 2 tenths. And Dave Riley, there we go. That's the win for Arbeg Dory. Arbeg Dory is going to be absolutely cheering under his helmet. All the pressure, trying to close the gap. And he's succumbed to a time penalty right at the very end, Arbeg Dory. So he's been an absolute solid drive tonight from Arbeg Dory. Kept the pressure on, did he, Dave Riley, for some time, up for 27 laps theoretically. So here's where we want to look now. But no, Looney Man, and Pray For You. Prost trying to get himself involved in this as well. Basson now has pulled himself back in. Basson's pulled himself back into that time penalty. So currently, Basson is 4th, Speechy's 5th. I don't think Looney Man's going to be close enough to catch him. Now is Speechy, this is what I can only think, because he was pulling away from it, as Speechy picked up a second warning, and he's trying to keep it within the white lines to stop picking up that third time penalty, and that's just making him drive a little bit slow and a little bit more cautiously. But Arbeg Dory takes us on the last lap. Currently Basson is good enough for 4th place at the minute. So we're going to jump on board. We're going to let the main man of tonight take us round for the last time. One last lap round COTA. And I'm glad it's the last lap. I don't think my voice has got another lap in it. So up through the hairpin, down the back straight for one last time. Arbeck Dory deserves the win tonight. He's been absolute different quality tonight. Respect to Dave Riley, Lee Webb at the beginning. They made it a battle. Speechy's now pulling 2 points. It's going to be very close between Speechy and Basson right at the very end. We're going to jump to that fight right at the back, and there they are just coming onto the back straight. Basson's going to want to try and empty all of his ERS, which is what he's doing. Speechy's doing the same also. 2.9. But here's Arbeck Dory. Round the fast 4 apex right hander. Round the second to last turn for the last time. Round the last corner. And Arbeck Dory comes home to win around COTA. What a mature drive. Done his best to lose it at the end. Unlucky Dave Riley though. Championship. Points is what you're on about. Points is what you're on about. Lee Webb. But here comes Speechy. Has Basson done enough? Has Basson done enough to hold it off to 4th place? I think he has, because it's now 4 tenths. Basson is going to get 4th place. And with that, he gets my driver of the day also. Basson, so it's Arbeck Dory, F1 Dave Riley, Lee Webb. Arbeck Dory unlucky to miss out on driver of the day. But Speechy, great undercut. Not Speechy, sorry. Basson, great undercut at the start. Clawed loads of positions. Clawed that 4th place right at the end. But Basson driver of the day. Speechy, Cordon Bleu was unlucky to have that collision with Speechy, but I think it was him that hit Speechy, so I don't think there'll be any reports placed after that. Great drive, Basson, mate. Easy, my driver of the day, bud. There you go, look. Even the game knew it as well, look. Let me run through the grid, and I'm going to get off and go and get myself a hot drink and get my head down and get to bed, because I am absolutely buggered. So Arbeck Dory, F1 Dave Riley, Lee Webb, Basson, Speechy, Cordon Bleu, Looney Man, great drive from him also again, penalty free, big shout out to him. Big shout out to Cordon Bleu, big shout out to Royal Rumble, the only 3 drivers that finished penalty free. Pray for ye, Prof, Royal Rumble, and the DNFs in the pit lane were Mystery and unlucky Dave Riley. Gentlemen, I will see you back on Sunday, all being well. I should be alright. I'll be back here next Tuesday, as always, and in between we've got loads of racing on PGR. We've got DTS tomorrow. Make sure you get on and cheer on Vamouth Racing. We got F2 on Thursday. We've got Realistic on Friday. Just got racing nearly up every day of the week. But gentlemen, sorry for the coughing and spluttering, but as always, I've been Mick, and I'll catch you on the rebound, fellas.